Orgo, right? Okay. $2.86. The fuck is this company? I used to be short this thing. I was short this many years ago, like 10 years ago, because it was like a fake 3D printing company. And I wonder what they're doing now. Probably still being a fake 3D printing company. Best method to improve productivity? I would say methamphetamines. Probably pretty good. $2.86. Red Bull. You have to really want it, right? You have to, in your heart of hearts, believe you're going to do it, and you're going to win, and you're going to focus, and that the path that you're taking is going to be successful. If you don't have that kind of approach, if you really aren't sure if your path or what you're doing is going to be successful, doubt will creep in. That doubt will kill you. And you'll begin to do other things with your time instead of focus and be productive. You know what's going to make you successful. You oftentimes we're just scared of it. We know if you read that linear algebra textbook that you can get an AI job that makes you $500,000 a year. You know, every employee at OpenAI who's been there, excluding maybe the last year, is worth like 50 to 100 million or more. Every single person there, just to work there, you're worth 100 mil. Think about that. What do they do that you can't do? I think so much of success is about believing in yourself and charting a map. Nobody's successful overnight, but you chart a course like Magellan. You chart a course for the future and you say, this is what my next 5 years is going to look like. If I stay on this course, I'm going to meet all my goals. But it's easier said than done. It's much easier said than done. You have to believe that your course will get you there. If your course is to land on the moon or something, some crazy thing that's not going to happen, well, you're not going to believe it and you're not going to do it. You can't say my goal is to be a billionaire in 2 years. Now maybe I could do that, but that's another story. All right, let's get back to work. Holy moly, this is a real company now? How did this become a real company? What the hell? What in tarnation? Is this the same Organogenesis from years ago? What the hell? Looks like they pivoted. I don't know if it's a case of the Mondays, but my confusion just doesn't stop. Regenerative medicine company. Such a fake idea. Regenerative medicine. What the hell is regenerative medicine? Regenerative. Man, it's a wound care company. Wounds regenerate themselves. It's just all grafts. Yeah, I think Brian Johnson is, well, you don't know what I want to think. You don't know what I think. You don't want to know what I think. I think that I'll put it this way. I like old-fashioned medicine. I was very old-fashioned. I was brought up in a very conservative idea of what medicine looks like. I'm not saying anything bad about him. I'm just saying it's hard for me to think outside the box. That's a limit that I have. I look at almost all new things with a layer of suspicion and cynicism. And that's not good. It makes me miss a lot of big things. I missed Moderna and BioNTech and the whole mRNA revolution, which so far has produced one product. But regardless, I missed that whole revolution because I was very close-minded to the idea of mRNA. And I was wrong. And I have many other examples. No, I'm not anti-vax at all. No. So far, one product, yeah. I don't know if it was a scam or not. It was just, vaccines can be a little tricky because you're dealing with public health as well as clinical trial, clinical setting, right? Yeah, I was looking at Alnylam the other day, actually. Alnylam's still up huge. Alnylam's up 38% this year, 37%. I don't think people who criticize vaccines or COVID understand what they're talking about most of the time. Recursion? Oh yeah, maybe we should look at the Recursion news. Recursion is yeah, it looks a little sus. Recursion's a weird one. Okay, so this is a living cell therapy, broad spectrum cytokines and growth factors. Okay, I'm just gonna copy pasta that into the model. And this is for what, diabetic foot ulcers, and what's a VLU? VLU. Some kind of ulcer. Leg ulcer? Yeah, it's gotta be a leg ulcer. Venous leg ulcer. Got it. I mean, the wound care world is like this little part of the medtech industry. It's not a growing space. It's like this really kind of shitty, cruddy industry because like you're dealing with all these kinds of products which are like just different grafts and different like this one, dermagraft, different scaffolds, and somebody comes in, their leg's half amputated and you're trying to save it. It's like just kind of a very odd little business, but it's a business. And if it's a business, we can value it. And if we can value it, we can buy it and sell it, right? So sometimes when I'm looking at like PE type deals, I feel like I'm an auctioneer. It's like, okay, bring it on, put it on the table. I'll give you a price. What do you got for me today? Yeah, these ulcers are pretty gnarly. You don't want to see these. If I showed them on YouTube, you'd probably get a... Probably wouldn't like to see them, let's put it that way. Some of you freaks might. I know some of you people are crazy. I know this. But look at the margins are really high. This is like pharma gross margins. Damn. But then you have the grift of the graft. You have all this selling expense because you got to go hospital to hospital, kind of quote unquote convincing these doctors to use the product. You know, in orthopedics, there's a lot of chicanery going on, where payments and all kinds of not good stuff sometimes lands people in the big house. You go to the big house, you better learn rap music, you better study up. Talking about A Boogie, NBA Youngboy. You got into the classics and the classics. Gunna. You never heard of Gunna? You're not gonna do good in the big house. Yeah. The classics are, there's like several levels of classics in rap now. There's the oldest classics, like Sugar Hill Gang and, I don't know, who else? Who are some of the oldest rappers? Oh man, go way back. Who influenced Jay-Z? Who was that guy? Oh, I forget. It's been so long. Cool G, yeah, sure. Run DMC came a little bit after. No, Nas and Jay-Z and all those guys were like second generation. There you go. Grandmaster Flash. KRS-One is the guy I was thinking of. So those are like the first guys, right? And then the second guys were like Tupac and Biggie, and I'd even throw maybe Jay-Z in there, and LL Cool J, and Run DMC and all those guys. But there's some great books that go through every year of rap. There's a book I was reading that they do one single for every year, and it goes all the way back to like the late 60s. Yeah, there were metalheads in jail. Oh yeah. There's even black dudes that would listen to metal, and I'd be like, "Yo, homie, what you listening to?" Get my black scent on. And the guy would be like, "I just like this to work out to, man." I'm like, "I see you." You know that meme with the white guy and the black guy? Yeah, 1.5 gen, yeah. Oh, Cool J was definitely very early, yeah. So then after the Jay-Z's, you had kind of Lil Wayne was very early, but his popularity came a little later. You had this sort of Lil Wayne, Drake era. That was maybe Gen 3 of rap. Ludacris, Nelly, 50 Cent. That whole, that spans a long era that even overlaps with what we call Gen 2. Then Gen 4 was like Gunna, Lil Baby. This is where I lost my love for rap. Oh yeah, of course we're not mentioning Kanye and all that. I mean, there's a whole bunch more. But yeah, when Generation 4 rap lost me, Travis Scott, I did not identify with this holding the money up to your ear kind of scammer rap. I mean, there were a couple of highlights. Uzi Vert was okay. And then hopefully, but this is like just not, wasn't a good era for rap. Playboy Cardi, exactly. So Gen 5 hopefully be better. Yeah, 6ix9ine. A lot of that stuff was like this weird clout echo chamber. It wasn't really music. And of course there's always good stuff in the underground. There's no era ever where good music isn't being made. It's always being made. You just have to go look for it. I mean, listen, a hit's a hit. I'll listen to Taylor Swift does a great job, She's got some sick songs, so it all depends. I'll listen to anything, but, mainstream rap just doesn't sound good anymore. Like some of Kanye West songs are masterpieces, and they're fun to listen to. That sort of changed. All right, so this is a unique company. I went into this thinking there was an old Organogenesis that did 3D printing. Like organ 3D printing was their thing. That's why they were called Organogenesis. And I wonder if I even got the wrong stock, or this was just so long ago. Like 2010 type stuff. I don't really do Spotify. I'm taking a break from music. I love The Hotelier. That's my boy. That's like my main band. They're not putting out music right now. And Thursday and stuff like that. I was listening to Coheed and Cambria the other day. That's another local band. So of course I like local music and I support local music, but in general. Alright, so how do I put the form type in here? It's so fucking terrible. Okay, so the organogenesis I'm thinking of either went away or disappeared, or I don't know what happened. Oh, okay, this is a SPAC. This was a SPAC? What the fuck? Let me just try good old-fashioned Google. Organogenesis 3D printing company. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of Organovo. I really fucked that up. Organogenesis is somebody different. Organovo is the one I'm thinking of. It's still around. That's great. 10 million market cap. This was I was shorted way back here around this hype. I think it's reverse split a bunch of times. So even at peak, that was, let's see. Well, you can back into what the market cap would have been, right? 10 mil times 10 would be 100 mil, so that would be at 6. And 60 would be $1 billion. I don't think it ever got to $1 billion though. Maybe it did. I think maybe it did. I have to ask my old partner. But yeah, I think we started. When did we start shorting this thing? It had to be in this. I think we shorted it for this thing. I have to go look at some of the old records. No, we haven't abandoned Gupta. Actually, I was working on something related to it last night. IBM put out, of all companies, IBM put out an interesting library that is going to be really helpful for us. I think one of the biggest challenges in AI software is writing evals. So evals are tricky because you need to be either subject matter expert or like find some independent way to like get really good evals. Yeah, all the models will go on GitHub. Don't worry. I can't git push right now. I'm gonna focus on this. All right, so this is a completely different company from what I was thinking of, which is good because the company I was thinking of was a shit show. I thought I said we were gonna go really fast, but I always go on some like tangent. Sorry, guys. All right, so it's like this very slow grower. It's not that slow. We need a little more data to tell, I guess. One quarter grew slowly, one quarter grew quickly, so maybe it's like moderate growth. Thank you for putting this on my radar, by the way. Small cap medtech can be like really profitable. It has the upside of biopharma without the downside. And I'm actually not banned from medtech. I'm not really banned from pharma either, but that's another story. I'll talk about that more someday. We'll drop some knowledge. I'm gonna go to the judge with a straight up cure and be like, up to you, judge. You let the people die or you unban Shkreli. Mic drop. And put those lives on your head now. You tell them kids they're gonna die. Go ahead. I'm gonna bring in the kid in the wheelchair. And she's gonna be like, no, Mr. Shkreli, you're too much of a scumbag. Sorry, little Johnny. You're dead. Little Johnny's crying like, I love Farmer Bro. Sorry, Johnny. He wants to make too much money. Your life isn't worth it. It's just not worth it. I don't care if he's a brilliant chemist, and biologist, and businessman. Right? I don't know if you heard my cat meow there, but she's agreeing. I think she's agreeing. But I hope you have a good funeral, little Johnny. Case dismissed. No, I look at all kinds of stocks. But I thought I'd do this one first, just because it was first on the list. This is a tortoiseshell cat. She is a little beast. You want to see her up close? She really doesn't like being held. She's like an adventure cat. She wants to play. I want to play. Oh no. Oh no. Where did she go? Where'd she go? I don't know. I don't know. Where'd she go? Yeah. Oh, who's that? Who's that? Little nibbles. What is that sound? That better be cash money. Let me turn that alert box off. Okay, I can turn down the sound at least. I was looking at Viatris the other day, actually. I was just catching up on all biopharma. XY, I'm sorry, man. That sucks. Never seen a prediction come true. Oh, man. Which one did you, which one were you upset by? Did you look at my the meta call? How about Axovant? Do you remember that one? I do price predictions sometimes, yeah. Meta was a good one. I called like the perfect bottom in Meta. Intelli has been such a dog, man. Oof. What is that sound? I think the viewers on X isn't, that's from Twitch. The viewers on X is cumulative. So they have a thing where it looks like you have a ton of viewers on X, but it's not. Not the case. I don't see it on... Maybe I should just turn it off completely. Yeah, I do think Regeneron might buy them. But you can't ever just, oh my God, randomly hope for a buyout. Okay, so here's this company's history. All right. Okay, oh, it's for follows. Now I see. Follows. Thanks for subbing. Make sure you sub. Make sure you click whatever it is. Ah, see? No, I still like Antilia. Thanks for subbing. Smash that like button. Smash that follow button. YouTube and Twitch pay me 0.1 cents every time you do that. Those cents add up. One day it might be like Aiden Ross, a real businessman. That guy is really smart. And not at all retarded. Yeah, I'll try to pay attention to all the chats or whatever, but okay, so super interesting company. One of the problems with every medtech company is you don't really understand if you could rationalize the cost structure, which basically means cut costs. And let's say if Medtronic bought these guys, and I think Medtronic has their own competing products, but for argument's sake, if Medtronic or some PE company or whatever bought the company, what would the real cash flow be for that company? Well, it's sometimes hard to tell. So these guys were a SPAC. Interesting. It is, I gotta say, it's really high margin, gross margin. I did not expect that. Kind of seems attractive. I mean, it's really like a totally weird competitive business of just like making these weird scaffolds and wound care products. This is the interesting part. Here's the cash flow from operations over time. Oh, wow. And there's the CapEx. All right. It's pretty inconsistent stuff. So cash flow from operations, 61,978, 24,859, and 30,917. But the CapEx, that was exciting, but then the CapEx kind of kills it. All right, so if you take the average year, they have 9 million in free cash flow. Hardly attractive. So unless they have like some new product or something. Yeah, I don't like this one.